My mom absolutely loves picking up trash. When I was 5, she picked up a jade bracelet. I accidentally cut my hand on it, and it turned into my portable pocket dimension. So, whenever I had free time, I'd steal my dad's money and hide it inside. Before I even turned 10, I already had a small fortune of 300,000 saved up. When I was 11, my mom picked up a pair of glasses. As soon as I put them on, I could see the exact value of any item. So, I used my 300,000 savings to hunt for undervalued antiques. At my peak, I was making 8 million a day. Before I even turned 18, I secretly became a billionaire. After the college entrance exams, I was ready to lay my cards on the table and stop pretending. But who would have thought? Right at my doorstep, I bumped into my dad with his mistress, forcing my mom to leave the house with nothing. My mom was furious, ready to fight my dad to the bitter end. Just as she was about to speak, I rushed in and covered her mouth. "Ah, you're being foolish. Dad's measly little assets aren't even worth fighting over." Seeing that it was me covering her mouth, my mom's tears instantly streamed down her face. Her eyes were filled with complex emotions, anger, and sorrow, but mostly the grievance of feeling like she'd raised an ungrateful brat. I cried out in my heart about the injustice. I wasn't taking my dad's side at all. I just completely looked down on his money. Sure, he ran a small company, but it only made 2 million in profit a year. With that kind of chump change, any company I invest in could make it back in a single day. Wasting time arguing with him just wasn't worth it. I was just about to tell my mom to come back to my room with me so I could show her the hundreds of millions in my bank account. But my dad, desperate for attention, spoke up first. "Wang Shu-ying, look at what a failure of a woman you are. You're still young, but you don't know how to dress up, and you look so much older than women your age. Even the son you've taken such good care of, knowing you're getting divorced and leaving with nothing, is taking my side. Someone like you, what right do you have to stay here?" He puffed out his belly, which looked like he was 10 months pregnant, smirked, and looked at us with disdain. His punchable face made my blood boil. I was just about to speak when his contemptuous gaze fell on me again. "Even though you little brat, spoke up for me, don't even think about following me. And there's no way I'm paying for your college tuition. My money is all going to the son in Chan Chan's belly, so don't even dream of sucking up to me. I don't care." Just as he finished speaking, I saw a green light glowing above his head. That's right. Last week, my mom picked up some unknown seasoning and added it to the soup. After drinking it, I could see a color above everyone's head. Purple meant the person had good luck recently and was about to get rich. Red meant they were facing a bloody disaster or terrible luck. Pink meant they had met their true love and romance was blooming. As for green, it meant they were being cuckolded and cheated on. My mom was raised with traditional female values. Years ago, when my dad's business failed and he owed tens of millions, she couldn't bear to divorce him. Since then, she picked up the habit of working to help him pay off his debts while also scavenging for trash. She couldn't even bear to find another man. So how could she possibly cuckold my dad? My gaze landed on the clingy woman, calling herself Qian Qian next to my dad. Big boobs, tiny waist, definitely a seductive little tramp. To be fair, she was prettier than my mom, more feminine, and more appealing to men. It seemed she was the one cheating on my dad. I then looked at her belly. Damn, a massive cluster of red light indicating a bloody disaster. That baby probably wasn't going to make it. Noticing my stare, Chan Chan trembled all over, clutching her chest like a fragile maiden, and weakly collapsed into my dad's arms. "Honey," she whined in a sickly sweet voice, "I'm scared. Your son's glaring at me so fiercely. It looks like he wants to kill me. Is he planning to do something to the baby in my belly? I don't care. Hubby. You have to be my big hero. You have to protect me." Feeling her trust in him, my dad immediately puffed out his chest, standing in front of her like an unrivaled hero, and glared at me with even more anger. "Wang Lin, watch your eyes if I find out that you're actually trying to hurt my Chan Chan. Don't blame me for disregarding our father-son bond and skinning you alive." My mom was extremely protective of her own, and she loved me the most. Hearing my dad threaten me, she rushed into the kitchen, grabbed a meat cleaver, and with a ferocious face, screamed that she was going to hack them to death. My dad's face paled, shielding Chan Chan. He quickly backed away to the door. Seeing him act like such a hero, my heart turned cold. In the past, when his creditors came knocking, my dad would just act like a coward, hiding under the bed. Every time, it was my mom who risked her life to fight them off, so those people wouldn't dare enter our home. Once, a creditor got lustful intentions and tried to force himself on my mom. My dad covered his ears and pretended not to hear. I urged him to go out, but he just glared at me with disdain. "What do you know? You little brat. Stop yelling. If you draw those people over here, I'll strangle you to death. Later. Thankfully, the neighbors I called arrived in time, preventing a tragedy. Since then, I started hating my dad and constantly urged my mom to divorce him. But my mom was stubborn, always feeling she needed to give me a complete family. Or rather, she always believed my dad could make a comeback. Actually, she was right. A year later, my dad caught a lucky break. His business picked up, and he paid off his debts. To thank my mom, he bought her the traditional gold jewelry and transferred 200,000 as a belated dowry. From then on, our lives improved, but my mom still couldn't kick her habit of picking up trash, just afraid my dad would find her embarrassing. She'd often wear a mask at night and sneak out to scavenge. Once, I urgently needed to pee and bumped into her sneaking out. Half an hour later, she came back carrying bags of all sizes. The next morning, a pair of glasses appeared on my desk. I thought they were just ordinary glasses, but who knew that after putting them on, I could see the value of items. A month later, my dad used the excuse of his company struggling to cut down my mom's living expenses. Afraid of returning to our old days, I took the glasses to the antique street to hunt for treasures. The first time, I used 5,000 yuan to buy a dusty bracelet and sold it for 300,000. From then on, I often found ways to skip class and hunt for antiques. In just one short month, I made 20 million and befriended big shots in the antique world. There were 20 old men fighting to be my grandpa. As for those wanting to be my dad, there were even more. I even subtly tried to introduce them to my mom, but alas, she had no intention of straying. I could only give up. I also hinted to her that I could make money, but my mom always said I'd read too many billionaire novels and lost my mind. I wanted to show her the money in my pocket dimension, but who knew my mom was so obsessed with picking up trash that she wouldn't spare me a single second. Plus, our family wasn't short on money anymore, so eventually, I just occasionally tossed some cash and luxury goods outside the trash cans my mom frequented, and left it at that. This secret was accidentally kept hidden until after the college entrance exams. Just as I was planning to come clean, my dad cheated. He really was destined to be broke, a poor soul through and through. The doors slammed shut with a bang. My mom broke down crying. My heart ached for her. I opened my bank account app, turned off the hidden balance feature, and prepared to show her my 10-digit savings that anyone would envy. By now, my mom was pounding the floor and screaming, clearly at her breaking point. As a housewife, how can I fight this? If I really leave with nothing, I won't be able to live here anymore. How am I supposed to survive? I poked my mom's solid biceps, which she'd built up from picking up trash, trying to get her to look at my savings. But who knew? I'd hear her very next sentence. If I leave here, I won't be able to pick up trash anymore. Where else can you find trash cans that constantly spit out money? Piles and piles of it? The more she spoke, the sadder she got, hugging me tightly. What kind of trash cans? Drop LV bags. Valentino. Shoes. iPhone 17 Pro Max. And even TB? What kind of trash cans? Have brand new, unused items? I froze in place, my mouth twitching uncontrollably. I grabbed my mother's hand in disbelief and asked tremblingly, Mom, don't tell me. The reason you haven't divorced all these years is because you couldn't bear to leave the trash cans here. My mom stopped wailing and shot me a look of disdain. What's with that condescending look? Do you have any idea your mom, by picking up trash, has bought 2 villas under your name? These are your assets for when you get married. From the deepest pocket of her pants, she pulled out a blindingly bright Hermes orange iPhone 17 Pro Max, quickly unlocked it, opened her bank account app, and shoved the phone right under my nose. You little brat. Look at how much your mom has made over the years. I've saved up 20 million just from picking up trash. That's more than the profit your dad's company makes. Isn't this place a feng shui treasure trove? How could your mom let someone else have it? Even if we divorce, I must get this house. These trash cans are mine and mine alone. My jaw dropped. My mind a mess, not knowing what to say. I always thought my mom couldn't let go of my dad. But it turned out she couldn't let go of the trash cans here. And the main culprit was actually me. After a long while, I slowly Mom, since you're so rich, why do you dress so shabbily every day? And the wrinkles on your face? Before I could finish, my mom sprinted to the bathroom like a 100-meter dash. After a flurry of splashing water, she sprinted back to me. Damn, this peeled egg-smooth skin, this beautiful face, these exquisite features. She could rival 5 qians. My dad really picked up a sesame seed and threw away a watermelon. My mom patted her face, speaking with pride. Your old lady goes to a high-end beauty salon 3 times a week. There's no way my skin would be bad. But I was afraid your dad would find out. So I had to pretend to be poor. She then grabbed me by the collar and dragged me to the dilapidated storage room. Then, right in front of me, she pressed an inconspicuous switch. Immediately after, a loud rumble came from the wardrobe hanging with ragged clothes. An elevator suddenly appeared inside the wardrobe doors. My mother dragged me inside and pressed the button for the basement. As soon as the elevator doors opened, countless bright lights nearly blinded me. I had to shield my eyes for a long time before I could recover. I was absolutely shocked by the sight before me. A massive walk-in closet unfolded before me. The jewelry section, the Hermes bag section, the luxury watch section. It was dazzling. I almost thought I'd walked into a luxury mall. Good Lord. My mom was actually a super rich sugar mama. After all this time, my dad was the dumbest and poorest one. Shaolin. This is the storage room Mom spent a fortune building. All these things will be left to you in the future. Cleared my throat, straightened my clothes, and prepared to confess my true identity. Just as I was about to speak, my mom pinched my lips shut. Shaolin. Now you see Mom's true power, right? These were all picked up from the trash. I absolutely cannot hand them over to anyone else. Don't even think about convincing me to walk away with nothing. Mom is going to find a lawyer right now, no matter how much it costs. We have to stay here. I struggled, making muffled noises, signaling her to let go so I could speak. But my mom had already picked up her phone, turned around, and started talking to a lawyer. Watching her back as she argued her case, my feelings grew even more complicated. Now I really didn't know whether I should tell her the truth about the trash cans. If I burst her bubble, my mom's only joy after the divorce would be gone. If I didn't tell her, then my secret of being rich would have to be kept hidden for a long time again. After thinking it over, I decided to destroy my mom's only joy and have her come work at my company instead. 50 is the perfect age to hustle, but when I went upstairs, she was nowhere to be seen. A new message popped up on my phone. My mom had already headed to the law firm. Shaolin. Mom has evidence of your dad's cheating. Don't worry. Mom will definitely secure this gold mine of a place. Mom has thought it over. You're naturally a bit slow, and you'll probably only get into a vocational college from the exams. You won't amount to much. Once Mom gets the house, you can come pick up trash with Mom at night. From now on, you'll rely on picking up trash to save money. When you have kids, you can pass down the trash-picking techniques to them, generation after generation. We'll keep it going and become a historically famous noble family. After her impassioned speech, she sent me over a dozen links. These are the tools needed for picking up trash. Mom is busy talking to the lawyer right now, so just buy them and have them shipped home. After saying that, she transferred me 10,000 yuan and reminded me, don't be stingy with it. This money was picked up for free, so it'd be a waste not to spend it. Wow. Picked up for free. All these years, I earnestly stole money from my dad's wallet, earnestly skipped class to hunt for antiques, earnestly built connections, worked hard to make money, and even spent time putting cash and luxury goods into the trash cans for my mom. Afraid someone else would take them, I had to watch her pick them up every night before I could go rest. In the end, I just shot myself in the foot. Gritting my teeth, I silently accepted the 10,000 yuan that was mine to begin with. My mom felt quite gratified and sent another trash-picking guide. For example, which trash can looks like it has valuables, which trash can drops electronics, and which one drops Hermes bags. I gritted my teeth again and downloaded the file. Then, I used my connections to call the client of my dad's company. Hearing my quote, the client didn't hesitate to terminate their partnership with my dad's company. At the end of the day, he caused all this mess, so he had to take responsibility for it. Hanging up the phone, I felt much better. The next day, I specifically went to my dad's company to watch the show. In the conference room, upon learning the client breached the contract, my dad flew into a rage. Mr. Chen, are you kidding me? We're about to restock, and you're breaking the contract now? Do you know how much trouble this will cause us? Xian rubbed her belly, putting on the airs of the boss's wife. Yeah, if you break the contract, you'll have to pay 2 million in damages. Mr. Chen impatiently cut them off. Enough. It's just money, isn't it? I'll pay it. He paid the money and left coolly. My dad went crazy smashing things in his office. Investigate. Find out who poached our client. Seeing him get his deserved karma, I was satisfied and ready to leave. But my dad angrily called out to me. Go back and tell your mom. She can forget about getting that house. I won't give her a single cent. I didn't want to pretend anymore and put on a cold face. I won't pass that message for you, and I advise you to obediently give the house to my mom. Otherwise, my dad was infuriated by my arrogant attitude and slammed his hand on the desk. Otherwise what? I'm your father. Are you going to disrespect your own father? Chan added fuel to the fire from the side. Yeah, Shaolin. Even if he divorces your mom, he's still your dad. You can't be an unfilial son. You're an adult now. You should know right from wrong. Hurry up and apologize. I rolled my eyes, took a step back, and then, under my dad's fiery glare, warned him word by word. Within 3 days, if you haven't finalized the divorce and handed that house over to my mom, I guarantee I'll bankrupt this crappy little company of yours. My dad thought I'd lost my mind and cursed me out, calling me a psycho. I couldn't be bothered to argue with him. He'd soon find out if I was telling the truth. Sure enough, a few days later, while my mom was explaining trash-picking techniques to me, my dad furiously pounded on the front door, which had its passcode changed. Wang Lin, what the hell did you do? Why did all my partners break their contracts? I turned on the electronic lock's intercom and spoke to him through the door. What are you babbling about? Just tell me if you agree to the conditions. I mentioned before, my dad's face, out of sheer frustration, instantly turned the color of pig liver. Ever since he got money, very few people disrespected him like I did. The air fell silent for a moment. Just as I thought negotiations broke down and decided to push a little harder, my dad's gritted teeth voice came through. Fine, you can have the house. We'll sign the divorce papers right now. I had my mom get the divorce papers ready and went to open the door. But who knew? The moment I opened it a crack, my dad pushed hard, and his slap almost landed on my face. Seeing me dodge it perfectly, he was furious and grabbed the baseball bat by the door. Ready to strike again, I crossed my arms, stood my ground, and warned him. Dad, for the sake of our blood ties, I didn't immediately destroy your company. If you dare touch me, I guarantee you'll never survive in this industry again. I said this with absolute coldness, my aura even more intimidating than some heads of wealthy families, completely unlike the naive look an 18-year-old should have. He raised and lowered the bat in his hands several times, and finally threw it on the ground. His eyes were complex, as he asked again, Wang Lin, who exactly are you? Why do they all listen to you? I definitely couldn't tell him now. If he knew I was that rich, what if he backed out of the divorce? I brushed him off. You'll find out in a month. There will be a grand auction at the auction house then, and anyone with status will attend. It's the perfect time for me to bring my mom to show our faces and slap some sense into people, and maybe find myself a good dad while I'm at it. But my dad mistakenly thought the person backing me was a stepdad my mom found for me, who could only show up after the divorce. Well played, Wang Shuhua. You've been cheating on me all along, and got your wild man to deal with me. But I won't hold it against you. It's just a house, isn't it? I'll let you have it. After signing the papers as fast as he could, he left in a huff. I never intended to drive him to a dead end anyway. After all, my first pot of gold came from him. There was a karmic connection. So after getting the divorce papers, I called my special assistant to let my dad's company off the hook, and also asked him to arrange a 1-month graduation trip for me. But before I could finish speaking, my mom burst in, rustling a trash bag loudly. She excitedly said, Shaolin, let's go. Come pick up trash with Mom. I looked bitter, but my voice was firm. Mom, do you want to make a bet with me? I bet you won't find any good trash tonight. If I win, you have to promise me one thing. My mom crossed her arms, equally confident. And if you lose, then I won't go out to play this summer vacation, and I'll learn how to pick up trash from you. My mom looked like she'd won $5 million, excitedly covering her mouth. That's great. Your mom's career finally has a successor. What are we waiting for? Let's go right now. She walked ahead, full of energy. The corners of my mouth curled up slightly. I specifically told my people not to put luxury goods or money in the trash cans tonight. I didn't believe she could still find anything good. The next moment, I was dumbfounded. My mom agilely hopped over to the first trash can, reached her right hand inside, and pulled out a sparkling, clearly priceless emerald pendant, along with an unconscious, drop-dead gorgeous woman covered in injuries. My mom clicked her tongue twice, yanked her out of the dumpster, and shoved her into my arms. Shaolin, you're getting older. It's time to start dating. I'll leave this to you. It took me a long time to process this, before resigning to my fate and having my assistant arrange a good hospital. Just as we sent the woman to the emergency room, a news alert popped up on my phone. Yu Wei, the youngest daughter of Hong Kong's richest man, kidnapped. Massive reward for her safe return. My right eye twitched. I tremblingly clicked on the attached photo. Great. It was the exact same woman my mom picked out of the trash. I quickly forwarded the news to my mom. Mom, stop picking up trash from now on. We're in big trouble. From Hong Kong to Shangjing is such a long distance. How did she even get here? If we say my mom picked her out of the trash, will they even believe us? My mom was incredibly calm, It's fine. It's no big deal. Challenges mean opportunities. You're still young. You don't know that good women aren't just floating around on the market. You have to strike first. Mom thinks this woman has a good face. She's your true love. You two get along well. I wanted to say something else, but my mom whipped out a plane ticket to Sanya. Shaolin, I'm getting old. I'm going on a trip. You handle this yourself. Okay? See you in a month. When I tried to send another message, I found out my mom had blocked me and run off. Truly my biological mother, dumping trouble on me the moment it arises. I scratched my head in frustration and finally decided to wait for her to wake up, give her some money, and let her go home on her own. I shouldn't blindly get involved in their family's power struggles. But when she actually woke up, I was dumbfounded by what the doctor said. Are you saying she hit her head and got amnesia? The doctor nodded heavily. My face looked even worse. Then, when will she recover? The doctor shook his head, indicating he didn't know. I slumped into the chair. Now I was completely screwed. The culprit on the bed was still blinking at me, tightly grabbing my hand. Brother, I'm hungry. Watching this woman, who was 4 years older than me, act cute, gave me goosebumps all over. Oh, my dear mother, you really can't just pick up trash randomly anymore. I had my assistant go buy some food. Afterwards, I quickly contacted the number provided in the news, added their contact info, and sent a photo of Yu Yue. The other side replied instantly, please wait. Our master is taking a helicopter over right now. While telling them to keep it strictly confidential, I also spent a fortune hiring security. No matter what, before Elder Yu arrived, Yu Yue had to stay alive and safe. Fortunately, there were no accidents. Seeing his daughter alive and well, the white-haired Elder Yu excitedly grasped my hands. Thank you for saving my daughter. Name any reward for this life-saving grace. As long as it's within my power. I quickly waved my hands. No need. As long as she's okay. I don't lack anything. After saying that, I wanted to slip away. I didn't want to touch this hot potato for another second. But who knew? A pair of hands grabbed my arm, and a pitiful voice rang out again. Brother, do you not want me anymore? Am I not your favorite person anymore? Didn't you promise to be with me for the rest of your life? As her words fell, countless probing gazes landed on me, afraid they'd misunderstand and think I was demanding repayment for saving her. I quickly explained, No, don't misunderstand. I just said that casually because her amnesia made her too clingy. Please don't take it seriously, especially afraid that Elder Yu Chongming would misunderstand. I emphasized every word. I swear, I have absolutely no inappropriate thoughts about your daughter. I definitely have no intention of marrying into a wealthy family. Besides, I am a wealthy family myself. I'm very rich. There's no need for me to climb the social ladder. After saying that, I planned to slip away. But who knew? Yu Yue tearfully grabbed my hand, closed her eyes, and passed out cold. The 1.6-meter little dumpling collapsed onto the floor, scaring the crap out of me. After the doctor arrived, he advised, Mr. Wang, the patient currently lacks a sense of security and is quite dependent on you. She also can't handle stimulation. I suggest you spend more time with your sister. I was just about to retort that she wasn't my sister, when the elderly Elder Yu suddenly bowed 90 degrees. Young man, before my daughter recovers, please, I beg you to spend more time with her. Looking at the blindingly bright golden light above his head, I couldn't bring myself to refuse. This man's wealth was booming, and he'd lived to be at least 800 years old. Trash picking was an invincible path, but an extra connection meant an extra path. All right, I agree, but damn it, nobody told me that this amnesiac Yu Yue would be so clingy. The moment I stepped out of her sight, she'd frantically send messages. Brother, what are you doing? Brother, I've already eaten 5 oranges. Why haven't you shown up yet? The doctor says my leg is better, and I can be discharged. Brother, hurry up and come pick me up. Looking at the 109 unread messages, I sighed. It seemed that for the auction a week from now, I'd have to bring her along. The auction happened to be on the same day my mom was getting her divorce certificate. In the morning, I accompanied my mom to get the divorce certificate. My dad threw down harsh words, saying we were cutting ties from now on and would never see each other again. In the afternoon, we bumped into each other again at the entrance of the auction. Seeing my mom, who had dropped her disguise and looked more than 10 times younger and prettier, my dad thought she was intentionally coming to show off. He ordered the security guards, Someone, come here. Hurry up and throw these uninvited nobodies out of here. This caused quite a commotion. The onlookers pointed at me and whispered, Who's so bold, daring to cause trouble at Fusheng Pavilion's auction? Exactly. Who doesn't know that Fusheng Pavilion has been backed by a mysterious big shot for 7 years? Not only do they always bring out precious antiques, but they've also built many connections through that big shot, and their business is booming. Ah, this is going to be a good show. They've run into someone trying to crash the party. I really couldn't stand them staring at us like we were monkeys in a zoo, so I flashed the black card in my hand. In an instant, the entire venue fell silent. The security guards rushing over froze in place. They all recognized it. This was a privilege only VVVVIPs could enjoy. Cards like this. Fusheng Pavilion had only issued 10 of them so far. The way they looked at us changed from disdain to reverence. Some even started asking around about our identities, wanting to network with us. Only my dad still couldn't grasp the situation, pointing at us and yelling, "Are you deaf? What are you standing around for? Hurry up and grab them. Are you really going to let these irrelevant people compromise our safety?" As soon as he finished speaking, someone cursed at him. "You country bumpkin." My dad couldn't take the insult, grabbed the guy by the collar, and asked why he was insulting him. The man sneered. "That's Fusheng Pavilion's top-tier black card. Even the boss would have to bow and welcome them. Not only do you not recognize it, but you're practically asking for death by trying to kick them out. If you're not a bumpkin, what are you?" As soon as he finished speaking, my dad's gaze, filled with disbelief, fell upon us. He let go as if he'd been electrocuted. "How is that possible? The one holding the black card is my son. He just finished his college entrance exams. How could he be a VIP of Fusheng Pavilion?" Qian Qian chimed in. "Exactly. Old Wang. He must have picked that card up from somewhere, relying on her pregnancy." She pointed at me and yelled at the security guards. "Quick! This mother and son are thieves. They stole from your VIP. Hurry up and arrest them and send them to the police station." As soon as her voice fell, a disapproving voice rang out. "Bullshit. If he's a thief, then why would the richest man in Hong Kong let his daughter follow them around?" These words plunged them into shock once again. They all turned to look at Yu Youwei standing next to me. Her background was actually that massive. My dad's expression instantly changed. Thinking the black card belonged to Yu Youwei, he completely dropped his previous hostility, handed over a business card, and eagerly sidled up. "Miss Yu, my son is just a youngster after all, and might not be taking good care of things. How could such a precious card be left in his care? Let me hold on to it for you." As he spoke, he smiled and reached out to snatch the black card from my hand. I took a step back, dodging his hand, and looked at him with a half-smile. "Who said this black card belongs to Yu Youwei?" The smile on my dad's face froze, thinking I was playing a joke on him. Just before he could put on his elder's airs again, I pulled my mom and Yu Youwei into VIP Box 1. He tried to chase after us, but was stopped at the door by the bodyguards. "Sir, Box 1 is reserved for our most distinguished guests. Your tier is not high enough. Please do not force your way in. Otherwise, we will have to ask you to leave Fusheng Pavilion." My dad's face flushed red, wanting to say something, but Qian Qian coaxed him away. "Honey, let's just find a place to sit first. We came here to buy the Jade Buddha to bless your son with peace and smooth sailing. Let's not delay our main business." "A Jade Buddha?" I rubbed my chin. What a coincidence. I like it too. Today, they were destined to buy absolutely nothing. The charity auction began. The first item was the Jade Buddha, because its quality was average, and its size wasn't big enough. The vast majority of people didn't care for it. There were much better items coming up later. My dad, seeing only a few people raising their paddles, and knowing he was the richest among them, thought he had it in the bag. On his final bid, he directly added 1.45 million on top of their 1 million bid, making it 2.5 million in one go. Once this price came out, no one else followed. Listening to the auctioneer's drawn-out second call, 2.5 million going twice, he completely relaxed, leaning back in his chair, waiting for the final hammer strike. But just as the final hammer was about to fall, the main screen instantly refreshed. The auctioneer's voice suddenly spiked. "Box 1 bids 3 million. Any higher bids?" My dad's face instantly looked as frustrated as if he'd eaten shit. 2.5 million was already the absolute limit of what he could afford. Qian Qian panicked, subtly tugging at his shirt corner. "Honey, your son has latched onto a sugar mama and is deliberately making things difficult for the baby in my belly. I don't care. I even dreamed that our son wanted it. You have to win it." These words gave him an idea. He comforted her. "Don't worry. I'll go ask him for it later. I'm his father. He won't refuse me." As he said this, the auctioneer struck the hammer for the third time and shouted, "Sold." Hearing that it cost 3 million, my mom looked pained. She pulled out a bank card. "You little brat, opening your mouth and dropping 3 million just like that. This money. Who knows how much trash your mom has to pick up to earn it back? Whatever. Forget it. My money is going to be yours eventually anyway. Take it and spend it." I was amused by her expression, pushed the card back, and showed her the balance on my phone. Mom, you underestimate your son too much. Count how many zeros there are. She snatched the phone away and actually counted the zeros back and forth 5 times. By the 6th time, her whole body was trembling, looking at me like she'd seen a ghost. Oh my God. Where did you get so much money? You didn't rob a bank, did you? Or did the family of this little girl you saved give it to you? The Yu family did offer, but I politely declined. Such a massive favor. How could I let them buy it off with just money? Wouldn't I be taking a huge loss? I grinned, showing my teeth. Why do you think your son was able to get into box 1? As a fellow enthusiast who had been in the antique game for years, my mom instantly understood what I meant. She lunged over and hugged me. That's my boy, but she quickly got angry and pinched my face hard. I thought you were just a fool. I didn't expect you to even trick your own mother. You have to compensate me. Your mom is exactly short of a pair of earrings. You have to win them for me today. Getting my nod of approval, she didn't hold back at all and won a pair of emerald earrings for 10 million. When the 10 million bid came out, Chan couldn't sit still anymore, screaming excitedly. Wang Dajun, are you crazy? When you divorced, how much money did you actually give that mother and son, bidding on a 10 million item just like that? Before my dad could even answer, I spent another 50 million to win a Warring States period white jade dragon pattern buy disc, and 60 million for a Qing dynasty auspicious treasure. In just 20 short minutes, I spent over 100 million. Now, not only was my dad shocked, everyone else was dumbfounded too. As far as they were concerned, none of them could pull out 100 million in liquid funds that quickly. Not to mention, Yu Wei was just the daughter of the richest man and hadn't even taken power yet. So, this money could only belong to someone else. Their minds were no longer on the auction, and they started looking into my identity. This investigation revealed something even more incredible. My God, the actual controlling shareholder of Shengdan Group has changed to Wang Lin. What? He also holds 40 of the shares in Jian Shipbuilding? Look at this statement. He's been acknowledged as a godson by those retired big shots. From the higher-ups. Good heavens. He just finished his college entrance exams. How is this kid so powerful? Why couldn't he be my kid? As they spoke, they glared at my dad with extreme jealousy, feeling their jealous gazes. My dad felt no joy whatsoever, only the regret of missing out on a 50 million jackpot. He never would have imagined that the threats I made to him earlier were because I myself possessed incomparable connections, and not because my mom found another man to back us up. Enduring it until the auction ended, he hurriedly rushed to the door of our box, wanting to cozy up to me. But some people were faster than him. They lined up neatly to hand me their business cards, and he couldn't squeeze in at all. When I finally came out, he tried to approach but was pushed away by others. Caught off guard, he fell to the ground, landing right at my feet, looking utterly pathetic. I helped him up, and even thoughtfully dusted off his knees. My dad was overjoyed, thinking I still cared about him as a father. Then he heard me speak again. Wang Dajun, I look at your face and see a destiny of betrayal and isolation. You're naturally destined not to have a youngest son. I advise you to thoroughly check if the baby in your new lover's belly is actually yours. He instinctively wanted to curse at me, like he used to. But then he saw Chan's guilty look and shut his mouth. If what I said was true, wouldn't he be raising some wild man's kid? Getting a paternity test wouldn't hurt. He grabbed Chan and hurriedly dragged her off to get an amniocentesis paternity test. Watching his retreating back, I curled my lips. I wonder what his expression will be the moment he sees the test report. Just as I was thinking this, my mom lowered her voice and leaned into my ear. Shaolin, you do your thing. Mom's going to follow them and watch the show. I'll take a video later so you can have a laugh too. Without waiting for my response, she sneakily followed after them. I was just about to tell her to be safe when the usually silent Yu Wei suddenly spoke up. Do you need me to go check on her for you? Hearing a tone completely different from her usual whiny voice, I quickly turned my head and happened to meet a pair of bottomless amber eyes. I was a bit excited. Did you get your memory back? She nodded, a faint smile in her eyes. Yes. Thanks for taking care of me all this time. Let's have dinner tonight as my way of saying thanks. Okay? Before I could voice my refusal, she sent me the restaurant's address. Isn't your company planning to expand into the Hong Kong market recently? I can help with that. Why don't we eat and chat? The words of refusal rolled on the tip of my tongue, but I swallowed them back down. A person can hold a grudge against anything, but never against money. All right, I'll be there on time. Yu Wei left, satisfied, to go find my mom. I stayed behind to network with the bosses I needed to connect with. Spending 100 million so high profile today was exactly to attract the attention of these businessmen, paving the way for my official debut later. I was very satisfied with the results so far. After finalizing some partnerships, it was already evening. I hurriedly hailed a car and rushed to the restaurant. In the car, I received the video my mom sent. In the video, my dad and Qian Qian were brawling. My dad's face was ferocious, aiming his punches right at her belly. "You little slut, I divorced my wife for you and abandoned my successful son. And you actually cuckolded me? You even wanted me to raise some little bastard?" Qian Qian was also fighting tooth and nail, kicking my dad right in the crotch. "You old geezer. You're old and smelly. If it wasn't for your money, did you think I'd actually want to be with you? Someone like you who abandons his wife and child still wants a son? I curse you. You're destined to die without an heir." My mom happily sent messages, one after another. "Shaolin, Mom is dying of happiness. Your dad's junk got kicked so hard it's broken. He can't be a man anymore. Tell me, how did Mom get so lucky to raise such a good son like you, and even pick up so much money through my own hard work? All right, I won't say anymore. Your mom is going to pick up trash now." I was just about to confess the truth when the car pulled up to the restaurant entrance. Fine. If my mom loves picking up trash, let her pick it up. I'll be here to back her up anyway. After entering the restaurant, Yu Yue thoughtfully pulled out a chair for me. After I sat down, she didn't say a word, just looked at me with smiling eyes. She stared for so long that my scalp went numb, and I thought she was going to try and rob the cradle and confess her love. Then she suddenly spoke. "Shaolin, I've always wanted a younger brother. Would you acknowledge me as your older sister?" I let out a long sigh of relief and nodded without hesitation. A mature older sister is way better than a clingy little girl. I've got plenty of money. I can't let myself be tied down by one woman. Just as I was secretly rejoicing that I had gained another solid backer, my mom's call came in. As soon as I answered, I heard her scream so loudly it almost pierced my eardrums. "Shaolin, this is bad. Your mom just picked up a handsome older man this time. Mom's romantic luck is finally here."